It was virtually 3 months ago. 3 months ago, almost from now, that Jerry Cardinal fired everybody, pretty much. 3 months later, three major signings. Cardinal involved himself. All the reports of Marcus Kershaw, Ralph Ragnick, some I have to be respectful now that I'm involved with these guys. Some great people in the media were calling Karofsky to become the sporting director of Milan. A rumor mill for about 3 months that we went through. But here we are. 3 months later, it's Jerry Cardinal who's really running things alongside his team. Oliver Glasner was linked. All the coaches that were linked, Yaisla. Ruben Amorim is the one who's going to be taking over today. His first game as a Milan coach. Milan traveled to Torino, a tricky fixture. In the last 10 years, I believe they have beaten them only twice away from home. So this one's not going to be easy. But here we are. I never thought at the conclusion of last season, and by the way, the one thing that I'm really proud of is this guy right here. Man, you know how much work this took, guys, to put this together? I used to have that little ugly thing here, and it would be synced to the website, and it would be 3 minutes ahead. But no, now this is going to be in our control. We figure out what the time is, and game's about to kick off in about 4 or 5 minutes. The players are lining up in the locker in the tunnel now. Ruben Amorim, once again, wearing a suit for all those people that are interested in his outfits. The one thing that I did not expect to see, guys, at the conclusion of last season when we didn't know what was going to happen with this team was the video that I saw today, just right now, of Jerry Cardinal on the sidelines. He was standing there like a coach. I did not expect that I was going to be seeing that. So it's nice to see that the owner is actually actively involved now. But it all comes down to this now, right? All the transfers that have been made, all the boardroom shuffles or the management shuffles that have been made, this is where they have to answer those questions that the fans have. Otherwise, it's tough to be able to justify things. Now, actually, you know what? I did want to post this on Twitter that I'm going to be going live. So let me put that up there. There's about let's get this out on X. There we go. Bombs away. All right. So yeah, I mean, I actually, guys, I plan to come on, go live a little bit earlier. I have to be honest, I was a little bit delayed. Some, computer stuff that I was figuring out on my second screen, it wasn't really working too well, but now we're here. So we're ready to go. Any questions you guys have about the Mercato, throw them in there, because in today's video, I'm going to actually try and make an effort, one specific effort, which is to actually watch a lot more of the game and read a little less comments and, trail off onto tangents about different topics a little bit less, focus a bit more on the game, because I really want to see how this team actually plays under this new coach and how much of Amorim's system actually gets adopted by Milan today. That's going to be a key piece. So let's focus on the game today. But whatever questions you guys have, let me just go through your comments now. The longest 1 minute, yes, my apologies. It did take me a little bit longer. My bad. Fit Flow Fusion says 3-0. 3-0 for whom, though? Inter's games. I'm feeling nervous, very nervous. Boss Vinny 65940 says, I'm feeling very nervous. I got to be honest, man. I've been feeling pretty nervous too now. You guys are talking about the lineup. So actually, we could get into the lineup. I'm not going to put a graphic here. I'm just going to talk like this today. Maybe in a little bit we can toss in a graphic. But yes, so in yesterday's video, if you guys watched my preview, I did talk about the fact that I had a feeling that De Winter is going to be starting in the middle, not Gabbia. That is the pick that Milan went with. I think they want to make sure that they have someone who's a little bit pacier than Gabbia, because Gabbia can get caught behind. Obviously, it was always going to be Hila and Pavlovic on the right and the left. Mike was always going to be in goal. The midfield is where I think a lot of people have comments, understandably so. And again, if you watch my preview, I'd already talked about this. My pick was going to be Luka Modric and Arden Yashari as the pivot essentially in the midfield. But I had a feeling about Musa, and that's why I talked about Musa. That hey, if you want to switch this, you probably want to go back to Yashari and Musa, because they were two players that played fairly well against Manchester United from a pressing standpoint. And as I said, pressing is about understanding each other's rhythm and each other's how you think. You have to almost move as one. And if you have two guys like Yashadi and Musa that against United did a good job of their press, you kind of have to roll the dice with them. I'm not sure why Modric was left on the bench. Could be a fitness issue. I don't know if it's a strategic issue. It could also be a strategic issue. Maybe after the game we'll find out, when the coach actually comments on these things. Because the expectation was that it would be Modric starting, but here we are with Musa. And then obviously on the right flank you have Chukwueze. He's earned that spot. On the left flank, a lot of people have question marks about Estupiñán. I think it's the same logic as what I said. Estupiñán played fairly well against Manchester United. Bartesaghi can get... I think, again, the pace matters here, and the performance from the previous game matters here. So I think that's one of the reasons why they played Estupiñán. Even though I had Bartesaghi playing, I felt like, as I said, the crossing ability of Davide is so much more superior to anything else that I've seen from any of the left wing backs that we have. Well, we haven't seen Morera, but, at least from Estupiñán. But I'm a little bit surprised that the coach chose to go with Purvis, but here we are. And then obviously up front, it was Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Cisse. Again, two guys that pressed really well together. And if you press well together, you're playing your first game. Coach is used to playing these guys. I think Cisse has played every single preseason game, and so has Loftus-Cheek, if I remember right. I think that's why he's sticking with them. Because these are the guys that understand and are used to their style of play. And for that reason, they are actually sticking with those guys. Piracy kills football. Serie A and their piracy concerns. Then they don't broadcast in like one of the biggest countries. This time around they are. If it's not being broadcast in one of the biggest countries, how are they going to watch it? They're going to be indulging in piracy. All right, sorry, let me just connect my headphones here. Boom. There we go. The match is kicked off now. My headphones have not. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out my stream over here. There we go. Now we're in business. Musa. Quick ball to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek goes wide to Samuel Chukwueze. Chukwueze drives it in, passes it out to Loftus-Cheek. Oh, that could have been something. Almost. That's exactly the kind of start you want. And it was Cisse who almost got that on goal. Lovely run from the right flank. Musa with the ball, spreads it out to Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Loftus-Cheek with a great ball across the face of goal. I think Loftus-Cheek could have even taken just rip a shot on goal, man. I think he could have taken a shot there, to be quite honest. But that was a good start. That's a good start from Milan. That's exactly the kind of intensity you want to see from the guys. Amram's already lost the jacket. Who are the 10s? Turk Sofa says, who are the 10s? The 10s are Cisse and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Let's see how they build out from the back, right? So now we have Pavlovic. Estupiñán drops back. Sawal in possession. Hila. Ooh, Hila with a tricky touch of the ball. Got a little bit lucky there. Cisse goes back to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to Estupiñán. Estupiñán. There's Pavlovic again. I don't love the fact that the jerseys are the way that they are. I like a red for Torino and a white for Milan. I don't like this red-white. Loftus-Cheek inside the box. Get quick. Loftus-Cheek. Ramos wins a corner kick. There we go. That's attacking start from Milan. This is exactly what you want to do. You don't want to sit back, wait to see how is Torino going to play. Let's see how they play. Let's try and build around from how they, start attacking us, and then we're going to hit them on the counter. No, we take the ball and we just drive it forward and try to score. It's only 3 minutes, so this is going to take a little bit of time to see if, how this moves, but the referee telling them no pushing, even though yesterday's game against, I think it was the Napoli game where a bit of a controversial goal that was scored there with the push. Steps up for the corner kick. Chukwueze with the ball in. Lovely ball. Cleared by the goalkeeper. Chukwueze. I am curious to see how these guys now defend, because the area that we're a little bit more comfortable with oh, lovely work. Who was that? Gonzalo Ramos wins the ball back. Cisse inside the box. Cisse, come on, get rid of the ball. No one across the nobody. Like, you have to make a late run there, Loftus-Cheek. If the number 9 is off the pitch and Cisse is making a run there to that corner side, then you have to get ready in front of goal for a tap in. He's going to have to cross the ball across the face of goal. Torino with a little attack there. Comfortably oh, almost fell right to a Torino player there. Who was that? Was that Chukwueze? Chukwueze? Man, so many new guys. I don't even know what's going on. Chukwueze. Pavlovic. See, Ramos. Lovely work there. Coca was waiting to actually just play the ball out past the touchline. Past the byline there. Musa with a bit of a needless back heel, but it's still, Milan got lucky with that. Musa has waving Cisse on. Go, attack. Estupinian with the first time ball. I love that from Estupinian. That's the crossing. Crossing of the ball is exactly what I want from these guys. Right, this feels, till now, 5 minutes in, this feels like a basketball game. Torino, also the same style, attack, move forward. Oh, that might fall to Milan. Gonzalo Ramos. Ramos to Hila. To Yeshari. Yeshari to Cisse. Cisse to Musa. Musa spreads it out wide to Chukwueze. Chukwueze driving it in. Milan has 4 guys in the box. 1 on the edge of the box. Now I want to see. Now let's see what happens. How are you gonna defend? Okay, that's a good defend. That's good work. See, I guess, well, in this type of a situation on a counter attack, you literally just want to get the ball off of them. I'm curious to see what their pressing triggers are. What makes Milan actually want to press them. Till now, they haven't really had an opportunity to press them because Milan has held on to possession quite comfortably. That's what the coach wants. He wants the team to hold on to possession. Yeshari. A little stronger pass to Pavlovic. Pavlovic still holds on to it. Goes out for a throw-in. That's the other thing about Pavlovic that we have to understand, or not understand, we have to hope for, is sometimes Strahinja has a tendency to hold on to the ball for a little bit too long. You want him to start spreading the ball around a little bit more, right? Don't just keep holding on to the ball. Michael Andriozzi says, bad giveaway. Hey, Kush. Haven't seen this tempo in a while. This is more excitement that I've felt in the first 7 minutes of a game that I felt all season last year. This is the type of intensity you want this team to play with. Play this modern style. Attack. Don't worry about conceding goals. It's okay. Just score more goals. That's what matters. Obviously, defend well. Be smart in possession. Be smart when you're defending. But beyond a certain point, just let your team attack. Lovely passing from Milan, gotta say. 8 minutes in, this is good. Even playing from the back, the strength with which he crossed the ball into the midfield, and Gonzalo Ramos dropped in to pick it up, and then pass it right back to Musa, who was closer to Milan's own box. I like that. Hila. Strong cross there from Hila, goes to a Torino player. Now let's see. Let's watch this now. Okay, so their center back has the ball. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that press. There's like 6 Milan players there. I haven't seen that in a long time. Their goalkeeper has the ball. Milan has 2 players inside their box, 2 players on the edge of the box, and 2 players wide. That's 6 guys that are up there when their goalkeeper has the ball. Now, Torino on the attack from the right flank. How's that going to be handled? Who's that? Yashari. Oh, that was a bad touch from De Winter. That could have fallen right to the Torino player. If he just taken a shot right away, that would have been a goal. Not very smart from De Winter there, I have to say. Okay, let's see this now. So Torino with the ball in the middle. Cut the passing lanes. That's what they're focused on. Literally just cut passing lanes. If you just watch the positioning of the Milan players. Oh, that's dangerous, Estupiñán. Why would you head the ball there? Come on, man. Don't head the ball there. Yeah, exactly. That's what the commentator is saying. He could have just left the ball there. It would have gone for a goal kick. And Estupiñán, running with a Torino player, for whatever reason, rises up and tries to head it and doesn't even head it very far. It just bobs it up and drops down. A Torino player is running through. Needless risk. Let it go out for a goal kick. De Winter. Coney. Chukwueze. Hila to De Winter. De Winter to Pavlovic. Milan's really holding on to their back line. So in the past, what you would see is you would see a lot of driving runs from the, one of the 3 guys, right? So if the ball is on the left, Pavlovic will drive the ball forward. If Tomori had it, he would drive the ball forward. But in this case, no matter what is happening with the 3 defenders, they're just passing the ball amongst each other and then passing it to one of the midfielders. They're not actually trying to drive the ball forward themselves and allowing a Yashari to drop in as one of the 3 center backs. They don't want that, which is something that a lot of people were hoping for, in the sense that there were concerns about Pavlovic taking the ball and moving it up too much. Try to dribble, become Maradona suddenly. And that's this whatever they've done till in the first 10 minutes is not really allowing for something like that to happen. They have sort of distributed the roles. The 3 guys in the back stay back, and they allow the midfielders to actually drive the ball forward. At least that's what we've seen till now. Yeah, that clearance from Coney De Winter on that chance was really bad. Torino on the counter, on the right flank. They're also loading up bodies, to be fair to them. They're playing a very similar style to Milan, if you look at it right now. Right? So as soon as they have possession, they're loading players in the box. They had about 4 guys almost inside the box. Cross from outside the box. It might be, I'm not sure how Abate coaches, to be quite frank. I would have to see a few games to be able to say definitively, but it might be one of those games where it's the quality of the players is what the competition is between. Obviously, the tactics will matter, but till now they've played a somewhat similar style. Similar style of play. So it's going to be the quality of the players, like how smart is Milan going to be on the ball? How many mistakes are they going to make? Because right now the mistake that Coney De Winter made, that's an error. If that drops to a Torino player perfectly, he's going to take a shot and score a goal. A mistake that we saw earlier Estupiñán make, right? That individual error is something that might be the differentiator in today's game if the 2 coaches tactically manage the game in a similar way. Obviously, a smart and an astute tactician and coach is going to be one that changes things. Like, he's not going to do the exact same thing the entire game, because there's a good chance that the opposition will adjust to the style of Milan's play. But then he would make those slight adjustments so that the other team doesn't get used to what we're trying to do. Pavlovic spreads it out to Cisse. Cisse drives the ball on the wings. Cisse looks comfortable on the ball. Looks pretty good. Doesn't look out of place. Pavlovic goes back to Kone. See, again, another interesting thing that Pavlovic did. Pavlovic had the ball. Oh, come on. As I said, individual mistakes. Chukwueze loses the ball there. Not a big deal, but come on, man. That's a good attacking chance we were creating. Pavlovic had the ball. He passed it into to Kone, and he could have gone further, closer to Torino's box. But no, he opted to pass the ball to Kone and then drop back towards the midfield, towards the center of the field, where Kone and Gila were already lined up. So they're being very tight with how they're allowing the back line to move forward. Playing like a middle line. Maignan. See, when I start reading the comments, I get a little distraction from the game. How many goals will Ramos score in Serie A this season? I think Milan has not had a striker score 15 goals in 10 years or something like that. No, maybe even more, if I remember right. It's been a decade since a player scored 15 goals. So let's at least get Ramos to score 15. At least. Michael says, happy Ashadi started, but why not Modric? LOL to that. Yeah, I don't know why Modric didn't start. I think we're going to find out after the game is done as to what the decision making around that was, because I had some knowledge about the starting lineup yesterday. I did not go public with it because, we don't want Torino to know what the heck's going on with this team, and we don't want them to make adjustments. And what I was hearing before was with Modric in there. I was hearing it was Modric and Yashari actually. So, and then in my video, I'd already talked about I'd either go with Modric and Yashari, or I would go with Yashari and Musa. Because of the fact that these two players played with each other against United. And for whatever reason, the coach made that change. Could be a fitness issue, could be a tactical decision. I guess we'll find out after the game's done. Milan looked a little bit better in attack in the initial maybe 7 minutes. Since then, they were controlling possession for sure, allowing Torino to play on the counter, but they're not doing as much with the ball as they were doing initially. I think that's the game now, right? For Amorim, is when the opposition drops back and sits back. What are you going to do then? How are you going to unlock the game then? That is what everybody wants to see, because if both the teams are playing like a basketball match, the way that Torino was playing it initially, you're going to have opportunities, you're going to have openings to make inroads. But when the opposition sits back, which is what they're kind of doing right now, what do you do then? Because do you have the individual quality to be able to unlock them? That's the game. That's this season. That is what the Cisse's look good on the ball. I'm actually very impressed with how he's controlling the ball when it's at his feet. He hasn't done as much with the ball right now, but in a couple of moments where he's had pressure from the Torino players, he's looked like he hasn't frazzled and, kind of caved under pressure. He's held on and passed it to a teammate, or, well, yeah, I don't think he's lost a ball yet, so good for him. Pavlovic spreads the ball into the midfield, goes to a Torino player. Wasn't really aimed at anybody, so I'm not sure what Pavlovic was doing there. Simeone on the ball. De Winter clears that out. Nice work. Stays tight on Simeone. Estupinian. The referee's giving the countdown on that. So whenever there's a throw in now, they're replicating the World Cup rules, which is the referee's going to start counting things down. Whenever there's a substitution, the referee's going to start counting down. I think 10 seconds you have to get off the field. All good rules. You got to get these games moving, to be honest. I was freaking nervous for today's game. I'm feeling a little bit better now, settling into the game now, but just give me a goal. It's going to make me feel so much better for us, by the way. For all you cheeky guys who are going to be like, goal for who? Just give me a goal. Nerves settle up a little bit more. Pulisic is the one I'm also curious about. Like, is he going to be playing? When is he going to be playing? What happens with him? That intrigues me a bit. What happened there? Oh, Musa. Cisse with the cross in. Is that going to be considered a shot on target for Cisse? Oh, boy. Wow, someone's wearing a suit. That's a tough one in this weather. Actually, it's getting a little bit cooler now. Hey, that's exactly what the commentator's talking about. He's got a suit on. It's a little hot for that. All right, let's see some of your comments because game's progressing a little bit slower. As soon as it picks up, we're going to watch, sorry. Why is the stadium so dark? Is it dark? 70% of possession. Nkunku likely to go, but not gone yet. Nkunku's gone. Milan's going to find a solution for Nkunku. I think we'll talk about it maybe during halftime. I don't want to talk transfers right now, guys. Unless it's the game, like there's a stoppage in the game, then let's talk about it. Because there's stuff that I can share with you that is pretty interesting. But Nkunku's out no matter what. They're going to find a way. Oh, the list of players I put out a list of players at the conclusion of last season. Somehow. I don't know if they were reading that or what. Every single player that was on my list, Gonzo. Every single. No exceptions. And no more. Just the ones on my list, Gonzo. May 24th is when I tweeted that. Oh, I didn't turn on my light. I'm superstitious. I gotta turn on that light, guys. Here we go. Sorry, if I don't turn on all the lights, if my camera angles are not exactly the same. Oh, there we go. That's a good drive. Did that light turning on do something for us? Oh, Loftus-Cheek almost. Chukwueze with a lovely drive into the box. Loftus-Cheek tried to get that, but I don't know if he connected with that one at all. Oh my God, that light could have done it. Cisse. Ramos. Oh, Ramos with a bizarre turn there. Are you drinking hot chocolate? Momo Dre says. No, my friend, not hot chocolate, buddy. I drink chai. I'm a brown boy. We drink a lot of tea. Michael says, love our style of play, and I'm excited to see this with Modric, Rabiot, Pulisic. You're right. Exactly. This is like that's... And Moreira, too. Don't forget him. On the field at the same time. It's been 20 minutes, and we're going deep into analysis. Yeah. Right now we are. Estupinian. Pavlovic goes back to Maignan. Maignan to Pavlovic. Pavlovic tried to drive that ball forward. Ruben Amorim running for the ball. Ruben could fit into the team right now. He's wearing white and black too. Let's cut up his pants a little bit. Step in. There were videos of him actually shooting the ball. Lovely, lovely switch of play. Who switched that ball, man? That was beautiful. Loftus-Cheek, don't slip, don't slide. Pass it around. Chukwueze on the right flank. Trying to drive it through. Drive. Cross it in now. Crosses it in. Oh! How did Estupinian connect with that ball? There's a slightly odd connection there. 4 AC Milan players inside the box on that cross that came in from Chukwueze. We don't see that. We don't see that. We have not seen that. We're seeing that now. Taryn Sifung says, need more men in the penalty area. 4 players, Taryn. Come on. How many more guys do you want? You want the goalie there too? That's a lot of guys. I got to be honest. This is more attacking bodies that I've seen in a while on that drive. So I'm not too mad at that. I just want... Estupinian actually got under that ball. I just need a good connection from him. I think that switch of play happened from Yashadi. I think he switched the ball to Chukwueze. What a cross that was. Beautiful ball. Right when I said it, Yashadi comes on screen. I'm hearing there might be a cooling break today. Okay, interesting. Cisse's doing a lot of back heel touches. Huh? Oh, that falls to Milan. Gonzalo Ramos to Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek has to try and move vertically, man. Ruben, you got to move vertical. Chukwueze takes him on. Chukwueze gets past. Chukwueze crosses the ball. Lovely space. Loftus-Cheek, turn and shoot. Oh, is that a corner kick? He should have... I wish Ruben turned and shot it a little bit faster there. But it looks like a goal kick. Yashadi with a lovely ball to Ruben. Boom. Oh, he should have shot. Yeah, he tried to shoot it there. That was a push in the back, I gotta be honest. Oh yeah, so the referee did call that on Gila. See, that's what the commentator's also talking about. That's exactly what I was saying. That what happened in yesterday's game in Napoli when Kevin De Bruyne pushed that guy off and scored the goal. That's not a foul according to the referee, but then right now he gave that a foul. I mean, it's favorable to us that he gave that foul, but still, you want to have some consistency in the league. You can't just keep changing the rules, not even week in and week out, but game in and game out. Nice drive there from, who's that? I can't tell. Oh, Ramos. That was Ramos? He was in an hour and a half picking up the ball where you'd expect Yashadi to pick it up. Got fouled, still drove the ball forward, and here we go. Cisse, Yunus Musa, Estupinian, Yashadi, edge of the box. Yashadi. Could that be a corner kick? Yes, it is. Cooling break, game's gone. Well, no, it's not game's gone, man. Don't just latch on to that. It's actually really hot there today. These guys are not robots. They do have human functioning hearts that do need a little bit of a break. And let's see if they even have a cooling break or not. But there might be a cooling break because it's apparently really hot. Cisse. Referee's checking something. Oh, VAR check. Hold on. Oh, VAR check for a goal kick. All right, well, there goes our corner kick. I don't mind that. They did give the corner. Referee checked that. Said it's not a corner kick. It's a goal kick. Here we go. Game's gone. Oh, that falls too. Cisse, shoot it. Did shoot it. That's a corner kick for sure. Mistake from Torino there in the back. Cisse latched onto that, takes a shot, blocked by a Torino player, goes out for a corner kick. But if he'd just taken one more touch, I think Cisse had enough time to take a touch. If he'd just taken a touch and found a little bit more favorable angle, but I can't blame him there. That's actually a decent decision from him to actually take a shot right away. You want to be sharp, you want to be precise, you want to take your chance right away. You don't want to overthink it. I like that. And Cisse steps up to take this corner kick. A lot of responsibility for him. Cisse with a good ball. Cleared out by the goalkeeper. But a foul given in the process. I mean, what is going on there? If you watch that corner kick and you see how that player was just bear hugging Gonzalo Ramos, I know something else was happening behind. But my God, it was all over Ramos there. Oh, somebody's asking, 5 OSE. I guess Jose is what you're trying to say? Or what's your name, buddy? 5OS98 says, any news about the giveaway? Yes. So in the last live stream, Milan versus United, some of you guys started asking me questions about the jersey. And I messaged people at Milan and asked, so somebody asked, like, why don't you do a giveaway? And I messaged people at Milan and I was like, hey, can we organize a giveaway? Like, we haven't done that. And they acted, and guess what? The jersey already is here. It arrived yesterday. It's in a nice box. It's, should I tell you guys who it is? It's one of the new signings. And the jersey already arrived, so I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do the giveaway, like what the plan is around it. Give me some time to figure that part out, but yeah, we're going to do that quick. Chukwueze on the right flank. Chukwueze drives the ball in. Chukwueze, shoot it now. At this point, you got to shoot it. Oh, Samuel Chukwueze with a shot. Saved by the goalkeeper. Great work from Samu. Right, so drives the ball in, gets into the box. Their defender is backing away way too much. At some point in time, you got to stop Chukwueze. You got to go for a tackle. He doesn't. He gets past, takes a shot. Just slightly tight angle for Samu. It was tough to actually get the ball there. But yeah, I mean, if he had gone for the far corner, could have been in business. But it was a quick sort of snapshot from Samu. Good shot. Trying to see if I can switch my screen to show you the sofa scores and all that flop mob numbers. I mean, he should have probably passed. Sorry. I'm glad he didn't pass it there, to be honest. Somebody's saying pass the ball to Chukwueze. Draven 1911 says, Kush, is it a Phil Foden jersey? Well, I mean, do you want that? You're being sneaky there, huh? Trying to get some news out of me. Cisse on the left. I mean, up until now, we're 30 minutes in now, right, into this game. We've looked decent in attack. We've definitely created some opportunities. I think we've only had one shot on target, though, which Chukwueze, struck right now. But are we missing some of our previous guys, is my question. Not the guys that are going to be here, next weekend and the week after. I'm talking about the Fofana, the Nkunku, the Rafa Leao, the Tomori. Are we missing them right now? 30 minutes in. Chukwueze again on the right flank. Chukwueze is really in this game. Chukwueze with a cross in. Oh, that was Cisse. Another shot. That was a shot from Cisse there. But it's a side netting. I think Chukwueze is taking maybe just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer to cross the ball in. I know what he's trying to do, but I think by the time, or at least the players, the attackers inside the box, they have to position themselves a little bit better. Because I think Cisse's overcommitting a little bit where his angles are getting cut to hit the goal, or hit the target, at least. And if you can't hit the target, then you have to try and hit check the ball back for a late header or a late run there. But he's trying to go for a goal, and the angle's not going to work from there. Pavlovic. Pete, I appreciate it, my friend. Chad Rosaneri. I just logged in. What did I miss? There we go. 38-month member. I got to change the name of that group, though. I got to be honest. I'll figure out a new name. But I appreciate you being a 38-month member, my friend. Pete's one of the OGs. When Fofana has the ball, a coin is flipped. Heads up, Zidane. Tails says paraplegic. That's funny. Yeah, Fofana can be a massive hit or miss. Mostly, I would say it's not Zidane. Let's just say it politically correctly. Go Tigers. Go Tigers 96 says, obviously managers are different tactically and the type of players they look for, but I find it so interesting. I never thought Chukwueze would be back in the squad and thriving after last season. Sometimes that's what you need, right? Sometimes you just need to be able to get away and have a different experience somewhere else, which is what Chukwueze had. And then you have to have the right coach. Cisse's really been given the responsibility to cross the ball in. Amram's definitely loved him. 33 minutes in, cross comes in from Cisse. Goes a little bit, second ball from Cisse that has gone right to the goalkeeper in a free kick situation. See, that's the part that Milan is actually vocally talked about the fact that they want to work on. I have had conversations with people at Milan. I have talked about it in my own videos. Set pieces is something we have to improve on. We're just not a lethal set piece team. We got to become one because it's like a what's the analogy I can put here? You're already halfway there, right? You just have to position your players properly and give the right delivery and make the right runs. I'm obviously simplifying it extremely. Chukwueze. Man, Chukwueze is all over this game. They can't stop him right now. But you're already in a favorable position. You do the right things and you can score so many goals from these corner kicks, from these free kicks. And up until now, it felt like we've been a bit wasteful with both of the opportunities that we got because it hasn't been a cross in from Cisse that has been met with a header or an opportunity. It's gone right to the goalkeeper, and you don't want that because that is a real waste because that's just passing the ball to the opposition into their hands. Foden is everyone's favorite new signing, Momo says. Well, Foden's not coming, so I can tell you that. Yair Climber 4053 says, what do you think about the idea of creating more content between the team and the fans? Torino on the drive from the left flank, crosses the ball in, goes out for a goal kick. Not much bite in their bark in Torino's. Have I thought about it? Yes, absolutely. That is the plan. That's exactly what I see my role as being, right? Creating content, connected with you guys. You know, we got to do more collaboration. So hopefully we'll come up with some ideas and, you know, pitch it to the guys there and we'll make something happen for sure. They've actually done a pretty good job in the past too. I think that they did a thing with the Milan Club New York recently. I saw Fabio was in one of the videos. So they are doing things with fan clubs and fans in general, but sure, however I can help, I would love to. Torino with the drive inside the box, but defended fairly well. It was actually struck right at a Milan player. Chukwueze with a nice nutmeg on that Torino player. Simeone. Is that, yes, that's a good counter now for Milan. 4-on-3. There we go. Something should come out of this. Cisse on the left flank. Cisse driving the ball through. Cisse inside the box. Cisse checks back. Pass it. Loftus-Cheek. Come on, Ruben. Got to be a little bit more aggressive on that. Yeah, Cisse should have done that pass to Loftus-Cheek should have come a lot earlier. Estupinian to Cisse. Cisse on the edge of the Cisse on the left flank. Passes it back to Estupinian. Estupinian to Pavlovic. Pavlovic gets on the ball. Yashadi on the edge of the box. Yashadi fouls the player. Doesn't do much with the ball. Lovely work from Ramos. Look at that, man. Look at that defensive work from Ramos. It was a foul in the build-up, but I love that. things have slowed down a bit. I think we're definitely missing some quality in our 10s up top. Have to say, it's how it kind of feels right now. The decision making of Cisse in the final third has been. Mike is going to clear that. Yes, he does. He's offside anyways. Yeah, the decision making from Cisse has been not the greatest. I mean, he's come from Serie B, so expectation from him has to be reasonable too. But I just feel like we haven't gotten enough quality. The only player really in the first half that has 38 minutes in that has looked to have consistently good quality and looks dangerous in attack is, obviously everybody knows, just Chukwueze. That's it. Gonzalo Ramos has done a good job of dropping back in and helping the team out and build up play. A couple of times I saw him in Milan's, not even in Milan's half, but close to Milan's box. Almost halfway between the halfway point and Milan's box. So he's helping out there. There we go, Ramos. Ramos drives the ball. Goes out for a throw in. I want to see more crosses and more balls coming in from Gonzalo. That's what I want to see. I want to see more crosses coming in from Estupiñán, from Chukwueze, slightly earlier movement from Chukwueze. He's definitely been given the mandate by the coach to drive the ball into the box, because the amount of times that he's driven it in and not crossed it in, even when he's had limited space, tells me that he wants him to do the 1v1 duels against against the defense. Cisse, get rid of the ball. Dude, why are you driving the ball that much when you have 3 players in front of you? Just move the ball. Oh, who is that? What is going on there? Was that Chukwueze? Oh, good work. All right, good job in protecting the ball from Chukwueze there. I like that. I thought it was Musa, to be honest. But Chukwueze did a good job of just protecting the ball almost from the edge of the box till the byline, and went out for a goal kick for Milan. Mike, how do they build? Torino driving it forward. Somebody complained of a foul there. Who was that? Chukwueze went out pretty aggressively there, screaming. You could pick it up on the microphones. Oh, he totally stomped him on his foot there. Jeez. Yeah, you got to take a look at that. He totally landed on his foot. Not even on his foot. It was almost on his ankle. Oh, I forgot to wear my glasses. Jeez, that's why I'm like squinting so much. Oh, thank God. What was I doing there? Estupiñán. Mike to I was gonna say Mike to Cardinale. Mike to Pavlovic. Mike to Hila to Estupiñán. Sorry, to Chukwueze. Chukwueze goes in the middle. I've seen Musa be pretty absent from today's game, I gotta be honest. Estupiñán. Good ball from Yashadi. Another great long range ball. Cross it in. Cross it, Purvis. Don't wait. Yashadi with the ball. He's gonna cross it in. He does cross. He just switches flanks to Chukwueze on the left now. Chukwueze. Is he gonna drive it in? There's 3 players right next to the goalkeeper. Nah, not a grounded ball there. There's like 7 players in front of you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when Chukwueze is driving the ball into the box, right? Often you're seeing 2-3 Milan players close to the goalkeeper and their defense sort of falling back. But it's opening up options on the edge of the box where Chukwueze could pass the ball to a Yashadi or someone who's planted at the edge of the box and doesn't have a lot of bodies in front. Now, obviously, for him to get a shot off is going to be tough because there's like 8 players in front of him. But I feel like if the crosses aren't going through, Cisse with a terrible cross, my God. Wow, that's bad. I feel bad for Cisse because he's actually not played bad, but it's also not been good. So... Terrence Fung says, "What the heck? What the f? RLC's out of stamina already? I don't think I saw that till now." Bizilla says Cisse is a bit too selfish, but RLC needs to turn it up. Chukwueze again on the ball. That's a cross. That's a cross I like. That's the cross I want. Right? He didn't wait for them to drive, and just move the ball, move the entire defensive line in Milan's attacking line, almost a shoulder's length from the goalkeeper. It was an earlier ball that came in there. Yeah, where was Estupinian there on that ball? Really? No added time, huh? That's interesting. All right, well, that's halftime, guys. That was, what do I say about that? Not much there. I mean, some positives, I would say, but not too much there to really break down for you guys. I think we might have to have a transfer market conversation because I don't really know what to talk about from that first half. I mean, we'll obviously go through the players. We'll wait for a few more of you guys to arrive into this stream now. Let me just do some housework real quick. There's about 360 of you guys. Come on, guys. You guys are killing me with this. 360 of you guys with 79 likes. Come on, please. It's a free thing to just click a button. It helps, though. Helps the channel a lot. 385 if you guys here and 80 likes. Like, please crank that over. Get that over a couple hundred at least. I would really appreciate that. That would keep me motivated. Yeah, let's just open up the lineup here because I don't know what to say about that first half. Slightly anticlimactic, I would say. So I am making some changes to this, the way I'm going to be doing the live stream. So hold on. I got to write these down. Some of the numbers that I'm seeing on screen, these are very interesting. Jesus. Yeah, so that's where Milan is, really, they are dominant, obviously, in these stats, but they haven't really done much with the possession that they've had. I'm looking at some of the possession stats here. It is pretty crazy. All right, yeah, let's dive into this. Let's put this guy away. Let's keep you running, my friend. All right, so here we go. So that's the first half over. Once again, the new timer that I introduced. Thank you for that, or you're welcome for that. I love this because now it frees up all this space for me to be able to chat with you guys. Yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. Obviously, there's some players that we're going to talk about specifically, but let's just jump into the lineup and start from the back. Mike, I love how FootMob has given Mike a rating of 5.8. Poor guy didn't even really do anything, so I guess that's kind of why. Mario Hila's looked comfortable. That's the part that I've liked about Milan's defense today. He's actually looked fairly comfortable whenever he's been on the ball. A couple of opportunities that they had to create to attack, and the way that he protected the ball, forced a goal kick out of it, I liked. He's also dropped a little bit more into the midfield to help, but build-up play from the three guys in the back has been fairly limited. They're actually more responsible for just passing the ball around and allowing the midfielders to actually create the attack. Last season, with Allegri, we saw Tomori and Pavlovic way more involved from a possession standpoint when it came to attacks. And today, from whatever I've seen in this game, I haven't noticed that much. It's mostly just been maybe about 5 minutes until the game starts. 7 minutes, yeah. I haven't really seen that from the attackers at all, from the defenders at all. I actually find it interesting. So I also talked about this during the stream, was that last season what you would see is you would see Pavlovic pick up the ball. You know, he'd get the ball in the close to about the midfield point, and then he would drive the ball into the box. Today, there were 2 moments that Pavlovic actually picked up the ball. There was space in front of him. He drove it a little bit, maybe about 10 yards into their half, and then he passed the ball back to Coney de Winter, and then he just dropped back as one of the 3 center backs. So clearly there's there's a clear change compared to what we had last season, where we would constantly see Pavlovic drive the ball forward, and then one of the 3 midfielders in Fofana or Modric or Rabiot would kind of drop back and help out defensively, and the center back would actually make those runs. Amarim's keeping it simple. He's allowing the center backs to do the center back job. He's allowing the midfielders to create, and he wants the attackers, the 2 10s up front, to actually make the attacking, to create the attacking chances. So that's a slight difference. Let's see what rating he was given here. Yeah, so Pavlovic gets a 6.5, De Winter gets a 6.7, and Hila gets a 6.8. What's interesting to me is that De Winter is probably the only one that did kind of make a mistake. So there was one point where Torino was attacking. The ball sort of fell to De Winter. The way that he cleared that ball out, they were attacking from the wing, the cross, the pass came in, a grounded ball came in, and De Winter tried to kick the ball out, and it just literally was a scuffed pass almost straight to a Torino player who just took a bad shot. So interesting that De Winter gets the highest rating when he's actually the player that made probably the most egregious error in the first half. Didn't really amount to much. That's probably why he gets away with it. But that's your center backs. Now in the midfield, a talked about subject, which was Yashari and Musa linking up. I talked about it in my preview yesterday. I would start with Yashari and Modric, but if you're not going to start Yashari, I would prefer, okay, let me rephrase that. Yashari and Modric were my pick, but I was comfortable with Yashari and Musa. I didn't want a Modric and Musa pairing, because Modric and Musa haven't really played the entire preseason together. There's a completely different pressing style that Ruben Amorim has introduced. So you want the tandem that has played during the warm-up games, during the preseason, to sort of understand each other, and it's better to have those 2 guys there. And that's kind of what happened. So instead of Modric and Yashari, which is what the expected lineup was, I was hearing a little bit about the lineup yesterday. I didn't go public with it because, we don't want Torino to know what the team is planning, but I was hearing that Modric was likely going to be starting. So I was a little bit surprised to see that that Musa and Yashari started, but I guess here we are. Yashari with a 6.5 rating from FootMob and Musa with a 6.2. Sounds fairly consistent with what I would think. To be quite frank, Musa, outside of the first 5-7 minutes, has been fairly absent in today's game. I haven't really seen much from Musa. We've seen a lot of Cisse, but very limited amount from Musa. Yashari, on the other hand, heavily involved. Not much involved in attack, just involved in creating space. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed about Yashari. When their defense is collapsing on a particular side, a lot of the times he's like waving, calling for the ball comes to me, crosses the ball to Chukwueze on the right flank, who's, there's much less bodies there. So there's much more space there for a fast, speedy guy like Chukwueze to be able to exploit. And even in the beginning, I think maybe 10-15 minutes before, 40 minutes, so about 20-25 minutes, that point, Milan picked up a ball in their half, close to their box. Yashari picks up the ball, crosses the ball to Estupinian on the left flank. Again, space and much more advanced. So Yashari's passing today has been quality crosses coming in and trying to create space for his teammates. There hasn't been that end product from Milan. And even on the edge of the box, when he's crossed the ball a couple of times, Yashari, Hasn't really much has come out of that. I think Milan's just got to increase the amount of chances they're taking. You know, if you look at it, they've taken 9 shots in the first half. Guess what? Torino, 0 shots in the first half. Wild. They're playing at home. They've had opportunities. 0 shots, 9 for Milan. Unfortunately, only 1 shot on target for Milan, and that was a Chukwueze chance. So let's go to the wingbacks once again, and we'll continue this. So on the left flank, you got Estupiñán, one of the controversial players staying here, right? At this point in time, reports are saying that he's going to stay. I'm hearing a mix of things. I've heard that, if he can't be moved, I mean, what can you do? He's probably the one guy, considering the fact that he's been called up, considering the fact that he, a lot of players, their names were not in that squad list where Milan gave their shirt numbers. Rafa Leao was in that list, Estupiñán was in that list, but Nkunku wasn't, Jimenez wasn't, Tomori wasn't, Fofana wasn't, right? So those 4 players, they just left them out from the squad list of their shirt numbers. So there's no number 19 or number 23 with Tomori and, all the rest of the guys, or 7 for Jimenez, right? But Estupiñán and Rafa Leao are a little bit different there. Leao's still in the team, but he's not really in the team. We can touch up on that after I go through the players. We can talk a little bit transfers if there's time left. Sorry, let me start this up. I turned off my stream for some reason. There we go. So, yeah, sorry, going back to that. So, Estupiñán still gets the call up. Those guys, not even the squad numbers were given out for them. Estupiñán gets a call up, but not just a call up. He actually plays. That's a big difference. Right? Sorry, technical issues a little bit. Apologies. Just fixing it and getting back to it. He gets the call up and he actually plays. He actually starts the game. He doesn't just come on as a substitute. So that tells you that Estupiñán is one of those players that even though I'm hearing that Milan wants to move on from him, this is the player that I wouldn't be surprised if Milan holds on to. I think there's a possibility, especially if, I guess it's slightly complicated, right? There's so many moving pieces to it that I talk about one player and I feel like I'm thinking about 2-3 others. If they don't sign a number 10, which I understand they have their eye on, but it's not like you're going to hear in my opinion, you're not going to hear some breaking news in like the next 24 hours. I don't think so. So if they don't sign a 10 up front, then I think Morera would be a player that they would at times play as a 10. Rabiot would be a player that at times they would play as a 10. That would mean that on the left wing-back position, they only have Bartesaghi and Estupiñán, at least the traditional left-footed players. They could put Salamakers there if he wants the inverted wing-backs with Estupiñán, with Salamakers and Chukwueze. But I think Estupiñán still possibly has I want to be careful how I phrase this. I want to say that he kind of still has a place in the team that I can still see. I don't see that for Fofana, Tomori, Nkunku, Jimenez, or even Rafa Leao. But for Estupiñán, I feel like because of the amount of bodies that Milan has for certain positions, I won't be shocked if he stays. But I think the idea is to move on from him, but it wouldn't surprise me if he stays. All right, I went on the transfer side a little bit more there. On the right flank, Chukwueze, best performer. Without question, the best performer, the best attacker. Torino cannot stop him. Every time Chukwueze has the ball and he's driving the ball in, he's making something happen from it. Nothing has come out of it, but he's still making something happen. Torino hasn't been able to block him or get him out of the game or double team him and just, kind of make him a moot point. He's still involved and he's actually been the best attacker till now. Up front, we've had the Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Cisse. On the right, you had Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek, in my opinion, started off well, looked decent in a couple of attacks, had 2 good attacking opportunities, but again, quietened down. I just feel like the players, they just kind of disappeared after that little attacking burst over the first 10 minutes. And Cisse, I feel bad. I don't want to criticize him too much. It's his first game, playing in the Serie A for the first time. It's been okay. Right, it's been okay. He's looked comfortable on the ball. I've liked the fact that he feels confident and comfortable to be able to hold on to possession and drive the ball forward and run on the wing and try to create something. But there hasn't been an end product. And he arguably, alongside Chukwueze, Cisse's probably been the one that has had the most opportunities to create something. You know, he's taken the corner kicks, he's taken the free kicks, he has found himself in attacking positions, he has had crosses that have landed on his head that he could head in, tight angles, but still something. You know, you don't have to strike the goal. You can also check the ball back, go into, you know, close to the edge of the box, and see if a late run can kind of tap it in. But haven't seen enough from Cisse, enough quality from Cisse. We've seen a lot of Cisse, but haven't seen enough quality from Cisse. And then there's Gonzalo Ramos. According to FootMob, they've given him a 6.1. I'd give him a much better rating than that, because what I've liked about Ramos, he hasn't had opportunities, right? He's a center forward at the end of the day. You need delivery for him. You need crosses to come in from Estupiñán or from Chukwueze for him. You need the ball to come in from Yeshadi, you know, when they're cross or the when they're taking the free kicks. Oof, guess who's tightening up their shoelaces right now? It's Diego Morera. That's going to be exciting. Oh my God, that's going to be so exciting. He's warming up, guys. He is warming up now. Is he going to play today? We're going to see. But I like this. Yeah, so going back to Gonzalo Ramos, there were a couple of moments that I really liked how he tried to help in the build-up play. There was two moments. One was closer, a little bit outside of Milan's box, the way he dropped in, passed the ball around, and then ran back into the box to create something. I like that. There was another moment where he was close to Milan's box, dropped back, picked up the ball, got tackled, got up from the tackle, kept running with the ball, and then created, you know, I think passed it out to Chukwueze on the right, and then we started driving the ball forward. So, and there was one defensive moment. I think there was a foul there in the build-up, but defensively on the edge of Torino's box, the Torino defender was running with the ball. Ramos just jams his foot in, picks up the ball, tries to attack. I think there was a foul in the build-up to that, but Ramos to me has looked good in the build-up. But if he doesn't get enough delivery, he doesn't get enough service, I'm not sure what I expect him to really do. He can't be, you know, a magician with a wand. He has to get the right service from his teammates. So that's the lineup, I guess. For now, I'll talk to you. I'll you know, go through some of your guys' comments. I also see Rabiot getting ready, so there could be the inclusion of Rabiot now too. But let's see this. Sorry, I think there was a donation there too that I want to pick back up on. I really appreciate it. I think it was from Anthony, my generous friend Anthony. First half of the new season, I'm starting to feel like Amrin when it comes to Cisse. I'm starting to feel like Amrin when it comes to... Oh, you mean you like Cisse? Yeah, he's good. I mean, I wouldn't say... I think we've all seen what he's done, which has been okay till now, but just not enough in the final third. I think he has to improve his decision-making in the final third. But I appreciate the super chat, Anthony, once again, as always. Tovs, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. Tovesz, Tovs. We need Salamakers. Yeah, I think there was some reports that were saying that it would be, instead of Cisse, it would be Salamakers there. So I guess there's a chance that we're going to see Salamakers in that position now. Let me switch my headphones. I'm getting low battery alerts. But let's see what your comments are. Cisse has flair. I like it. Cisse. More Cisse comments. Come on, buddy. Work. Cisse was really dangerous, says Ivanov. Lots of Cisse comments. My God, Cisse is really taking control of this Milan fan base and the coach too. Yeah, as Kevin says, Cisse needs to work on his decision-making. I'd have to agree with that. That is the only thing that I feel like has been lacking for me, in my opinion, from Cisse. Oh, dude. I messed up on my headphones, guys, before the game. I did not warm it up. I did not charge them. Super chat here. Michael Andriozzi, thank you very much. That's a very generous of you, my friend. As always, I've always seen you in the comments. Some opening day love. Here's to a great season, Kush. We appreciate you, and more importantly, sell us Estupiñán. Well, I guess I'll take that as an agent's commission to get that done. Thank you very much, my friend. I really appreciate it. Very generous of you. Very kind. All right, so I guess no time to talk about transfers. We're going to do it after the game is done because it looks like we're already back for second half. The referee's counting the players. getting ready. I didn't think Milan made any substitutions there, if I'm right. Oh. Hold the phone, hold the phone. Gotta turn on my clock too. Looks like Loftus-Cheek with an early header in the second half. Oh, Hugo Oliveira says, Sporting fan here. Trust the process. Amram will make AC Milan great again. Well, that's exactly what we need, my friend. Let's see. We've gotten some good glimpses in the first half, but you need 3 points. It's just as simple as that for Milan. I have to be honest. Mike spreads it to Hila. Estupinian with the press. Nice dummy there from Loftus-Cheek. Ruben. Can he drive it? He tries to drive it, but I like that intention from Amram. Man, this season I'm gonna be really struggling between Ruben Amram and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That was good intensity from Loftus-Cheek. Oh, there we go. Someone has to jump on the end of that ball. Who was that? Pavlovic dropped into the midfield to actually get that attack going. Simeone. All right, now we got to get serious about this because now this is it. No settling in anymore. Now you got to score at some point. Yashari. To Estupinian. Estupinian to Pavlovic. Pavlovic to De Winter to Mario Hila. Hila. Milan being a little bit more, I would say, slower in their movement. Hila tried to drive the ball forward. Changes his mind, goes back to Pavlovic. A little foul there, maybe on Cisse. Is the ref going to call that? No, calls out for a throw in. Simple. Cisse has to get up and get going. Oh, that's a foul, no? How's that not a foul? He fully pushed him in the back. I don't get it. How's that not a foul? I guess he was already going down, maybe? Coney De Winter. To Chukwueze. Chukwueze. Ball over the top for Musa. Torino with an interesting, just cleared the ball out. They don't want to play from the back. They just cleared it out right to a Milan player, Chukwueze. Any news on Inacio? Let's do that after the stream is done. Any preferred players I would like as a 10? Who asked that? Ivanov's 4736 says, yeah, we lost the guy. Caretsas. Did you guys see him play against Bayern Munich? Dude, that kid looks good. He looks so good. Especially in some of those attacking moments, the way he snatched that ball off of the Bayern player and just took a shot. I don't think he scored or anything, but I know he didn't score, but he just looked good. Referee stopped the play there. Drops the ball from Mascardi. Yeah, I don't get it either. Oh, that's dangerous, right? So that ball should have probably been cleared by Milan. Gila with a sliding tackle. Really good quality sliding tackle. Gonzalo Ramos, or sorry, Loftus-Cheek with a nice back heel. Ramos spreads the ball out to Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek passes out to Gonzalo Ramos. Ramos inside the box. Ramos checks back, goes out for a corner kick. Nice work. Goal kick? That looked like a corner kick to me. I guess VAR is going to check that too. Oh, really? Wow, what a ridiculous rule that is. So if it's given as a goal kick, but if it's given as a corner kick, but it turns out to be a goal kick, then they reverse it and you get a goal kick. But if it's given as a goal kick, but in second check it's a corner kick, then it doesn't get switched. Basically, if you want a corner, but they gave it as a goal kick, then good luck. Then tough luck, sorry. Doesn't matter. We're not going to reverse it. That's odd. It should be both ways, no? Sometimes they come up with the weirdest rules. I don't even get that. I don't get that. What does that even mean? If it's a corner kick, but it's given as a goal kick, no. But if it's a goal kick given as a corner kick, then sure, let's reverse. Bizarro. Michael Andriozzi says Musa has had zero impact this game. It's weird. He's invisible. Yeah. Till now, zero impact. I think Loftus-Cheek picks up a yellow card. Yeah. Yellow card for... I kind of get it in the build-up. He just needed to take one for the team. Not that I'm getting the vibe, but those 0-0 score lines from last season, I really want to get away from that. 53 minutes in, still 0-0. Well, I guess we'll have to handle this. Torino on this free kick. Let's see what they do with that. Better than what Milan did. Yep, they did. Oh, that could have been a goal. See, that's what we need. How come we're not getting that from our free kick when Cisse's taking it? Right, same position, Milan took a free kick twice in the first half. And what Torino created there, I mean, somebody totally played them onside. Gila played everybody onside. Made a huge mistake there playing everybody onside. But that was actually a decent header from Torino. There's a chance here. Crosses it in. Ramos with the header. Ramos first cross to Ramos, puts himself in a position to be able to head that in. That was a good move from Ramos, I have to say. Yeah, good run from Ramos to actually create that opportunity for himself there. Who crossed the ball in? Who's that? Musa on the ball. Musa, do something with it. Oh, come on, guys. Who's that? Musa again. Chukwueze. Let's go. Yashadi, that's smart. Smart thinking from Yashadi. Just gets away from the crowd. Oh, careful, Arden. Smart thinking, but that was a mistake almost. Yashadi back on the ball. Pass it. Good work. Keep moving it. De Winter goes back to Mike. Estupinian to Yashadi. Yashadi drives the ball a little bit. It's a decent press from Torino, you have to say. They're not giving them a lot of space to be able to do much with the ball, and Milan is also kind of lacking quality right now for sure. Couple of substitutions coming up though. Ramos on the ball. Ramos holds on to the ball. Nice work. Hila on the ball now. Mario Hila, strong on the ball. Gets fouled. Does he? No. Throw in for Torino. Hila asks for the foul. It doesn't come. Oh, Hila was really not happy with the referee on that one. Yeah, could have gotten a yellow card. All right, so Rabiot comes on and Modric comes on. The players that come off are Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek comes off for Modric and Yashadi comes off. Wow, so they are really sticking with that Musa and Modric pairing. That's very interesting. I would have definitely taken Musa off. Yashadi looked better to me. Rabiot is a player that, again, they are going to try and play as a 10 up front. That's what I was saying to you guys, that I think Rabiot, because of, the fact that he's left-footed, he's a good attacking player. He can advance forward, and he's strong, and he's fast-paced. He's good on the ball. I think that is kind of why I have some doubts that they are going for a number 10. I think they will try to work with what they have right now, which is Loftus-Cheek, Pulisic, Cisse, Rabiot, Morera, unless I'm missing somebody else. Salamakers, I guess. So Rabiot plays a bit more advanced, replaces Ruben, and we start the attack. Chukwueze, switch of play. Chukwueze drives the ball in. Chukwueze, is he going to pass it? Yes, he does to Hila. Hila's going to cross it in. He does. That was an opportunity for Gonzalo Ramos right there to head the ball in. I felt like that was going in from Hila. That looked good. Chukwueze to Hila. Oh my God, Hila Ramos just overcommitted a little bit to the direction of the ball, so he didn't have the ability to be able to head it in. He sort of ran too far towards the ball. If he just stayed there, could have headed that in. Somebody's down on the ground. Oh my God. For a referee who wants to control the game, there's a lot happening. Corner kick, Milan. Modric with the kick. Oh, Coney. Almost had that. De Winter. What's he going to do? Chukwueze. Samu. Cross it in. Good pass to Hila. Hila on the edge of the box. Rabiot chooses to go back to Estupinian. Pass it to Modric. Stop driving the ball. Modric with the cross in. Not quite. Cisse on the left flank. Cisse drives it in. Oh, is that a pen? That's a handball. I think Cisse is saying that's a handball. He's called it a corner kick right now, but there's a possibility that's a pen. Oh, that's a penalty. That is a penalty. I think that's a penalty. That's a penalty. You can't put your arm here. That's where his arm was. Come on. That's not natural. I don't walk around like this. That's a penalty. This would be calamitous controversy if it's not given. Massive controversy this will be if it's not given. What? What? How's that not a penalty? Are you kidding me? There's no way. That's a frick. How is that not a penalty? Are you kidding me? What are we doing here, man? What the hell are we doing here? Oh, shoot it. Pavlovic, shoot it. How is that not a penalty? What are you saying to me right now? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. What do you guys have to say about that? That is crazy. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Am I alone on this? That's a penalty. That's like 50 of you guys here saying that's a penalty. Clear penalty. Penalty. Wow. Here we go again. VAR. WTF. There we go. Wow, wow, wow. Kidding me, man. That's ridiculous. Wow. Mania. Now that first goal from Milan is going to taste so good. Nonsense. Torino on the attack. Driving the ball into Milan's box. Checks back. There's no one stopping. No defense. Good work. That was Hila. Crucial interception from Hila there. That's incredible. Corner kick, Torino. I love how they line up for the corner kick, huh? They're totally got a unique style there. Cleared out by De Winter. Ref gives a foul in the build-up. Kidding me, man. I can't. I don't know what to say. I'm actually a little bit surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm a little shell-shocked. That's 1-0. That should be that at least the opportunity for a 1-0. Who knows what happens from the penalty, but if that's not a penalty, I'm not sure what a handball is inside the box then. Like, then what do you call a handball? I just don't understand that. Lovely work from Musa. Musa drives the ball. Yep, there we go. Rabiot on the left. Rabiot, is he going to cross it in? He does. Shoot it. Cisse! Goal! Let's go! Let's go! There we go. There's the guy. There he is. That's why Amorim loves him. There we go. That's why Amorim loves him. That's why we love him. That's why I put him in my starting 11. Right? That's exactly why. Let's go, man. What a pass from... Well, pass was great from Rabiot. It was a very good quality pass. But for him to find himself in that space, this kid did it in the last game too. He did the same thing in the last game. Right? He creates things and then he finds himself in the right position to be able to score. He did it again. There we go. There you go, Serie A. Don't give us a penalty. We'll take care of it anyways. Let's go. Should be 2-0 right now. Lovely drive. Musa created that. Don't forget who did the pirouette turn and drove the ball through and then pass it to Rabiot. Rabiot with a lovely cross to Cisse. Cisse with a lovely first touch and a beautiful goal. Great first touch from Cisse to be able to control the ball. Their defenders completely messed up. Should have been way tighter on him. 2 guys on him, and he basically just opened up the window for him to score. Lovely work from Cisse. There we go. Let's go, boys. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why Cisse was in my starting 11. If you have a player who's playing well in preseason, went through the entire preseason, you give him an opportunity. He's taking him off now. He took him off for Bartesaghi. Why? Wait, so what's going to happen now? So how are we shaping up now? Oh, Salamakers comes on. Oh, I thought Bartesaghi came on only. Okay, so Bartesaghi probably comes on for Stupinian, and Salamakers comes on for Cisse. Good switch. I'm okay with that. I like the fact that Amorim stuck with it, because obviously the substitution was decided before that this was going to happen. And, with Cisse scoring, Amorim could have been like, you know what? Okay, now let me just let him play. But no, he made up his mind. I like that. From the edge of the box, Luka Modric crosses it through. Switches play to Chukwueze. Chukwueze with the cross in. Oh, goal! Adrien Rabiot, the man that everybody said, oh, he's too long a break. He's taking a break for too long. Why is he gone for so long? He doesn't care about Milan. He's going to move to Napoli. He wants to follow Allegri. That's what half the media was feeding you guys. He wants to go to Allegri. He wants to go to Napoli. Oh, now we're mad because he took a longer break. Every conversation I had with people at AC Milan said, we don't care. We're okay with these guys taking a longer break. We're okay with Maignan doing it. We're okay with Rabiot doing it. That's what you guys are being fed. Untrue things. Untrue things, that there's tension in the club, there's stress, they're fighting, they're just feeding you nonsense. That's what Rabiot does. He comes on, first game he's playing, oh, he's not going to play against Torino. Oh, this is not good. Long break. Oh my God. Here we go. Here we go. He comes on, he assists a goal, he scores the goal. And all you guys were shipping him off to freaking Napoli already. For no reason, because you're being fed nonsense. Sick of this, man. Sick of my team being... Oh, I almost swore there. Sick of my team being used to just create negativity. Sick of it. That's why I'm here. I'm going to correct this. We're going to make sure you guys are given the right information so you guys know what the hell is going on with the club. Not this tension. Oh, Maignan, so much tension we have. Maignan's already freaking starting. Nobody cares. Rabiot comes on and scores and assists a goal. Enough with the complaining about my club. Who's that? Davide. Bartesaghi needs some support. Ramos, you should have taken a shot there. I know you wanted to, but you second-guessed yourself there. There we go. Thank you for the message. Make it 2-0. Yes, you're right. Oh my God, my headphones. Dude. Yeah, me too. I want to see Morera too. It should be 3-0. That should have been a goal right there. Dark Bismarck says, Kush, we were winning the league. See, that's the thing. Okay, let me save this for after the game's done, because I think this will change Milan's transfer market a little bit. I don't think it's going to change, actually. I think it's just going to reaffirm some things. Yeah, Hugo Oliveira says, never stop attacking, never fall back. Exactly. Brian says, Rabiot shutting up the haters. No haters, man. It's misinformation, right? It's not just haters, it's misinformation. When people are fed misinformation, they're misinformed, and then they come up with their opinions from wrong information. And the fact is, there was never anything up. There was no move to Allegri's Napoli, ever. It was a complete shock when I was talking to people. They're like, what are you talking about? There's no move to Allegri's Napoli. There's no issues with him taking a longer break. We're perfectly okay with it. It's just you're just being given the information that makes you react. There we go. Salamakers, left flank, cross it in. He does. Oh, that should have been a third. That should have been a third for Ramos. Oh, yeah, exactly. He said Pio Esposito's goal yesterday, the back heel. I was actually really hoping Ramos would hit the back heel on that one. 72 minutes in, Milan looks in control. They look in control. They would really have to fall apart for the result to change. But as somebody already commented and said, never fall back. Attack, attack, attack. I don't care if they concede a goal in the pursuit of a third goal. The mindset has to be positive. And I'm saying that's worst case scenario, that if they concede a goal. They should test their boundaries now. They have a 2-0 lead. Don't get scared and say, you know what, we got a 2-0. Let's start camping back. You want to camp? You camp in the 90th minute. You camp after maybe the 85th, 86th minute. Okay, fine. We become a little bit more defensive then. Makes sense. You protect the 2-0 lead. Let's close off the game. 72 minutes in, go for a third. Don't be scared. You'll be fine. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They'll score a goal, right? But you have to shift your mindset to becoming an aggressive team that believes in itself, that believes in its skill set, that believes that it can keep scoring goals, right? That's what happened. What did Inter do yesterday? They didn't fall back after they went 1-0. They went for a second. In the process, they conceded a goal. And then what did they do? They weren't like, oh my God, 1-1. We're scared now. What's going to happen? Are we going to lose to Monza, one of the worst teams in the league? No, they're like, no, we're going to score goals. And much easier game for them, let's be real. They're playing at the San Siro against arguably the worst team in the league, with all due respect to Monza. Milan is playing against a tricky Torino side away from home. Right? But now how are they going to control that? That is what we have to see. Oh, Gila with a needless. Slightly. Oh my God, Gila is really on skates right now. They are attacking. Are they going to get that goal? Oh, no, off the post. Oh, well, I guess my prophecy was almost fulfilled there. It was almost a 2-1. Well, I mean, that was a mistake, right? At the end of the day from Gila. Right. I don't think Gila needs to go for the slide tackle there. And then he just kept slipping. De Winter tried to cut off his angle. De Winter did a decent job with it. The midfielders helped out then after Gila went down. But really, it's the post that helped Milan. Hey, if we're riding the luck, we're winning the 2-0. I mean, we were unlucky for that penalty to not be given. And I guess got lucky there now. Yeah, sorry, I did take a little bit of time to change the score. I got a text message from someone saying, hey, change the score. It's still 1-0. Sorry, guys. Too excited here. I needed that. Oh, no way. Is Gila gone? Yeah, he's limping a little bit. Torino on the attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies. Torino have 7 players in front of the ball. It's also going to open up opportunity for Milan. No, Gila looks fine. He's asking the referee if he can get back in. Who said it? I was talking to somebody. I think Martino said it. Yeah, Martino and I were talking, and he's like, in the second half, they're going to win it. He did say that. Yeah. He said, I think first half, they're going to feel it out, and second half, they're going to put it away. That guy knows what he's talking about. Cross over the top. Torino now taking a few more chances. De Winter forces a corner kick there, I think. Or does that go out for a throw-in? Gabbia comes on for Gila. So Gila must have felt something there. He did come back onto the pitch. So if he... Oh... I think he's pretending. Or is he? So Milan has used up all their subs 76 minutes in. Modric with the clearance. Let's see this. All right. Some guy says we did a huge mistake. We swapped the whole team this year because of new coach. No more Amarin ball. We're playing so bad. What is going on with you, buddy? What game are you watching? Alan Rosanero says precaution, I think. Yeah. See, somebody said in this rise says sign a center back. That's my biggest concern. I'm not that concerned about the trequartista. I think there is, like, you have to be realistic as to how many signings they are going to make. I'm not too concerned about the 10, to be quite honest. Not too concerned. I am a little concerned. I think we're a little thin, but we have enough players that can kind of be not makeshift, but kind of makeshift, right? Rabiot, clearly, we saw right now. Moreira can play there. Pulisic is already there. Loftus-Cheek can play there. He can. I mean, it wasn't very good today, but he can play there, I guess. And Salamakers can play there. So you have bodies, but when it comes to the center back role, you know, Gila already has had a couple of slight fitness concerns. And it looked like he may have gotten injured. Maybe nothing serious, but may have. That already exposes your back line because now you already have Gabbia, who's slower, not as efficient. Oh, that's a great ball. Oh, that should have been a goal for Vlasic. My God. Well, no, sorry, not Vlasic, but that was a beautiful cross in for Torino. He's onside too, fully onside. Oh my goodness, what a ball and decent shot. Just needed to wrap his foot around the ball a little bit more. Oh, he went under the ball too much. Yeah, that's a tough goal to score though for Comuzzo. Musa. "79 minutes in. Coney De Winter, what is going on with him? Did he get hit? Yeah, I think he did pick up a knock on his face there. let's see how Milan shapes up now. So they're forcing Chukwueze to drop back, obviously. So they're switching into a 5-man backline when they're defending. But Musa's also tucking in a bit more. Bartasagi with a pretty bad header there. I mean, come on. Oh, that could have been goal. Could have. I mean, Bartasagi's got to do a better job of heading the ball there. Either go back or really put enough force that you can clear the ball. He just bobbed it right on his head, just boinged off, just went vertically up straight. De Winter's coming back on. Oh boy. This is what we needed, guys. 80 minutes in, 2-0. Let's go. Let's go. After all that this season, needed it. Some guy 6'9" says, last season Sporting is who he's talking about, so we have a Sporting fan here. Welcome. We're still using Amarim's tactics with a new coach. Now we fully change, like the whole team pretty much. We are awful now. I guess that's something, but Amarim's been gone for a while, so you guys have been still using his tactics all these years later, huh? He's been gone for 2 years now almost? I guess a year and a half. Interesting. Hila. Cleared out there from De Winter, not a good ball. But Musa's got to do something. Oh, come on, Yunus. You can't lose the ball there. You have 2 teammates on your right. Just pass the ball out one of them. Chukwueze. Oh, my God. Chukwueze lost the ball, too, for no reason there. Come on, guys. Let's not be lackadaisical. We're trying to... Let's get a 3rd goal, but let's be smart about how we're playing. Oh, my God. Lost the ball again. 3 chances. Three times that they have... Milan has tried to win possession back to start a counter. All 3 times. First from Musa, then from Chukwueze, and then from Gonzalo Ramos. I guess that's kind of the requirement from the coach too, right? Quickly move the ball quick. And I think in the process of trying to move the ball quick in these moments, they're just decision making isn't looking the greatest. Well, it's okay to do that when you're 2-0 up, I guess. Yeah, Dark, someone says we look... Oh, great ball with the outside of the foot. That's a goal. What a ball. Beautiful ball. Is he offside? Oh my God. What happened there? That looked like a goal to me. Oh, it was... Oh my God. I thought that was in. Oh, geez. I thought that ball was in. Holy... We look tired. What a great ball outside of the foot. What is it, Trivella? Yeah, that should have been a goal. Great chance. But we look tired. We need to slow down the game now. 83. Now we're at 85-minute mark. This is what I said, right? Till 85, keep attacking. Try to pick up a 3rd. But now, especially if you're feeling tired and you've made all 3 of your substitutions, breathe. Get some breaths in, slow the game down a little bit, pass it a little bit more laterally. Oh, they are taking... So Torino's calling a substitution, so Milan players are taking a little break. Yeah. Nihe is his name? Nihe? Nige? Nazim Palab says, as a Manchester United fan, I wish all the best. I wish Amarim all the best. I still think United made a serious mistake sacking Amarim. Well, I mean, you guys weren't playing too well under him. It didn't seem like it was working out, but he was also not supported by the club. It's, every single thing that Milan has done this summer has been to cater to Amarim. Everything that they have done is cater to him. Obviously, they've had their committee system in terms of how they are making these transfers. Everybody sort of gets involved and makes the call. but I haven't even seen Alexis Salamaker's much since he's come on. But everything has been centered around what the coach needs. And I think people at Milan were a little bit surprised that Serie A is, it caters a little bit more to this, a little bit more, it caters a lot more to the sporting director's whims. What the sporting director wants to design is what they do. And then they find a coach that fits the sporting director's vision. Whereas in Milan's case right now, they're approaching it a little bit differently. They want to design something that the coach will want. Find the right coach and design what he wants, rather than find the right sporting director and keep changing your coaches depending on how your team is evolving. So we'll see. It's one game, much needed win though. So it's perfect till now. We're still 86 minutes in. Yes, it's 2-0, but you got to get it over the line now. There's more than enough time for Torino to be able to make a challenge. But now I do think Milan will go a little bit more defensive. But I'm curious. I wonder if Amorim is going to be like, no, that's all right. Still attack. That's okay. Because now if you look at when Torino has possession, we're not really pressing them. We're allowing them to advance. There's a very limited amount of press coming. It's more maintain position. And they're kind of just jogging and pressing and trying to cut passing lanes, but nothing dramatic in terms of the press. Milan's in possession now. Look, slowed down the game completely. Modric with a good ball there. If that was just a better touch there from, I don't know who had that ball. It was just a slightly better touch from him. It would have been good. Modric blocks the shot too. Blocks the cross too, sorry. Pashiko 7082 says, Manchester United was already playing well before Amorim sacking, though it's all about the process, which means both transfers and training. Yeah. And it's patience. Although they did give him a year and a half. It's just the media there too, man. I obviously have opinions on the media everywhere, really. But even there, they were nitpicking at him so much. They were nitpicking at Amorim while he is our coach in preseason. I can only imagine what they were doing to him while he was there. So if English media does not talk about AC Milan, but English media has been all over AC Milan since Amorim joined. All over. Discussing his preseason outings and results. I guess it helps that Milan played against Celtic first, which is, in the UK. And then they played against Chelsea, and then they played against United. So it kind of fed into their media as well because they were playing those teams. But I can only imagine what the media was doing there to him while he was the coach, and the results weren't coming. Someone says Chukwueze MVP for sure. No, Jovan Parenzi. No, it's Rabiot, man. Come on. Picks up an assist, scores a goal. I would give that to Rabiot. Comes in as a substitute and changes the game in 7 minutes pretty much. Rabiot there. Not even. I think it was even less. So I'd give that to Rabiot. But Chuk was great for sure. In the first half especially. Way more influential. Sorry guys, I'm getting prepped a little bit for the match review. Just talking to the team. Torino with the corner kick. Oh, that was cleared out by Rabiot. Chukwueze spreads it out. Milan can hit on the counter. There's a goal. Sale. Alexis, pass it to Pavlovic. Oh, ball over the top for Ramos. A little too hard. Too strong a hit from Alexis. 3 minutes at a time. Michael says, De Winter had a very good game. Yes, I think so too. That was my starter. I'm glad. We have about 2 minutes of extra time left. Sorry, injury time left. Really haven't seen anything from Torino. Nothing that makes me, I feel like you still have to wait for a few games to progress. It's a new coach for them too. They had a good little run when Milan scored the second goal. But before that, and for the 5 minutes that attack happened, since then, haven't seen much from Torino. They created one good opportunity from a set piece there. They have another set piece opportunity, another free kick. But this is 3 points from Milan. There we go. It's about a minute and a half left. They're not going to score 2 goals. Let's be real. I'm okay to jinx that. I'm comfortable. This is 3 points for us. Much needed 3 points, guys. Today's game was key. This was important. Oh, what a goal. My God, that's a ridiculous goal. Right when I said they're not going to come back. That's an insane goal. And I was okay jinxing it, but I'm still okay. We'll be fine. But that's a ridiculous goal. Oh my God, Shea Adams, what a goal. Wow. What a free kick. Oh my God, how did he score that? That's ridiculous. I've never seen, I don't know when I saw a goal like that before. Oh, you have no idea how difficult that is to do. Jeez, you can't, what do you even say to that? All you do to that, a goal like that is clap and move on in life. You don't think about it too much. That is one of the best goals I've seen in a long time. Oh my God. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So 93 minutes in. Ref, I think we can blow the whistle now. There's no stoppages. There's nothing else that happened. I think we can blow the final whistle. I thought he's going to stop the game at 93. He's still letting the game go. Why? $93.5. He's obviously going to let this play till 94 minutes. There we go. I did get nervous there. I got to be honest, guys. After almost jinxing it. Oh. That was... I'm going to get into practice. Oh, boy. Shea Adams with a great goal. 3 good goals. 3 good quality goals from both the teams. From Rabiot. The goal and the assist. Important that Milan picked up this win. Consolation goal essentially for Torino. 84 minutes, 87 minutes. That's when Milan scored. 64 minutes, 67 minutes. That's when Milan scored. Oh boy. that was something. There's about 500 of you guys here. I appreciate you guys tuning in big time. Obviously, we're going to talk about a bunch of things. We're going to talk about the game today. We're going to talk about the, we're going to chat away. We're going to talk for maybe about another, let's say 15, 20 minutes. Then 10, 15 minutes. Then I'll take your comments and then I'll jump into making the match review. So that's what we're going to do. Interesting that they didn't play Morera today. That's the player that popped on screen. So I just wanted to talk about him, but let me put my headphones away. All right, so, timer's still on. Hold on. There we go. That's pretty much where the game stops. So, grand open, grand closing. Big moves made by Milan in the summer transfer window. 150 million plus spent. Does this result possibly change what Milan is going to be doing in the Mercato in the closing days? I have a feeling a little bit. I am going to talk about it here a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it in the match review for sure. So let's dive into the team sheet one more time. Just go over the players, how they performed, and then I'll go into your comments. Let's just reply back here. All right. Yeah, so let's start with the lineup now. So Mike Mignolet with a 6.4 rating from VOTMob. Doesn't really matter. That goal, he couldn't have really done much. That was a good opportunity created from them. Mike was involved, I think, in making one save maybe, but he wasn't really tested today, so I'm not really going to talk too much about Mike. Mario Gila was involved in a couple of good defensive stops, good clearances. Looked like he may have picked up an injury. This is my concern for Milan. Is injury issues for center backs. That's the only one that concerns me. Obviously, it would be nice to get another number 10. Talk about that after. But Gila picking up something, that concerns me because that means De Winter now has to get shifted to the right. Gabbia plays as the middle. The man of the match, somebody said should go to Chukwueze. It is going to Chukwueze. So he did play his best performance today. In a Milan shirt, arguably, you could say, considering the context of everything, this was a good one from Chukwueze. Oh yeah, I forgot. Chukwueze did pick up the assist for Rabiot's goal. Oh, that's so obvious. He's obviously going to pick up the man of the match. Okay, so going back to the defenders, Gila gets taken off, slightly injured, possibly. Let's see what happens. Coney De Winter, this is the player. In my match preview, I had put De Winter as my starter ahead of Gabbia. Most of the lineups that I had seen yesterday, they had all put Gabbia ahead of De Winter. For me, De Winter was ahead of Gabbia simply because if you're going to perform well in preseason, as I already talked about this in the last video, the mistake that Paulo Fonseca made when he was a coach of Milan, he had a very good preseason. And then when the season started, changed his complete lineup. And it's like if your team is playing well in the preseason, believe in them, trust in them, try those players out. And he just changed his lineup. Amorim did not make that mistake, right? Amorim has obviously made a choice to stick to his lineup, and especially with the inclusion of Cisse, Musa, De Winter, this is a conscious choice that Amorim has made based on the preseason, and I like that. Let's make the preseason to have some value, because right now it doesn't have any value, but if the coach can choose to create value out of it, there is actually value to it, and I think we're seeing that today. So he picked Coney De Winter, who in my opinion was actually really good in today's match. Pavlovic was a little bit less involved, I would say, but I guess stable as well. I can't remember any specific moments of seeing Pavlovic being, something too special or anything like that. But as time progressed, I think Milan's shot tally also went from 9 shots in the game to about 16. Torino only really got 1 shot on target, and that's the goal that they scored. Milan got 4 shots on target. So the game switched a little bit around. Milan was not as focused on holding on to possession in the second half because at the conclusion of the first half, they had about 75% possession. In the second half, as the game has ended, they had about 59% possession. So I think they focused more so on controlling the game when they had possession in a certain manner rather than just holding on to the ball for too long. And you could see that. You could see, the passing was pretty quick in the first half too, but it was more clinical in the second half with their intention. So going into the midfield, the two pivot in the middle, Yashadi and Yunus Musa. Yashadi gets a 7.0, Musa gets a 6.9. Yashadi was good in build-up plays. Yashadi was good in switching plays. He was good in creating space for his teammates by moving the ball around. I like that about Arden. Musa also gets a decent rating, a 6.9 is not disastrous, he was involved in that goal that Milan scored. The first goal that Milan scored? Yes, the first goal that Milan scored. Musa is the one who actually picked up the ball in the middle of the field, did a little pirouette to get away from the Torino player, drove the ball forward, then passed it to Rabiot, who quickly crossed the ball in for Cisse to score. So Musa was an important piece in that goal. So, I'm going to give him a pass for sure. And then the wingers, Estupinian gets a fairly high rating at 7.4. Not a bad performance. I think there was one moment where he headed the ball vertically up when they were attacking, and it didn't make much sense. He could have just let it go out for a goal kick. It wasn't too bad. I gotta say. I guess I'll have a longer discussion about Estupinian in the match review, but not too bad. Chukwueze, on the other hand, you guys know, Kush loves Chukwueze. It's true. He's been one of the players that I've always hoped would perform for Milan. Pulisic just completely took over what I was expecting for Chukwueze to do. But this is one system that Amorim has that might actually allow both of them to really, really prosper. This is one system that Milan has right now that could allow both Pulisic, will allow Pulisic and Chukwueze to be on the field together and be, impactful. Chukwueze will unlikely to play as a right 10 alongside Pulisic as a left 10. Chukwueze will play as a right wing back. So they could actually do something in this. I like that. But his performance today was excellent. In the first half, he was the man. He was the only one that was an attacking outlet. We weren't getting much from Cisse. Wasn't clinical enough. Wasn't intelligent enough in the final third. And same thing with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We didn't really get anything from Loftus-Cheek. Let's be real about that. First 5 minutes, we got a little bit from him, but outside of that, not much. Chukwueze was the only outlet in attack. So solid performance from him. Picks up the man of the match trophy as well. And then there was Loftus-Cheek. Yeah, as I said, didn't really get much from him. Picked up a yellow card as well. Not too much to say about Ruben. Maybe in the review I'll touch it, but I want better from him, and it was limited. Cisse, on the other hand, repaying the coach's belief. Repaying my belief. He was in my starting 11 too. I had Cisse fully starting for me because of, again, the preseason. I felt like I saw something in the player, and when you see something in the guy, you want to reward that with with the ability to start in a actual Serie A game. You don't want to have these youngsters play these preseason friendlies just as like a little test to see where you want to loan them out. Right? If you get some quality from one of your youngsters, you then try to translate that onto the field in a Serie A game. And this is a note that I do want to make here that I'll talk about in the match review. I'm not going to talk about it right now. I got to leave something for the match review, guys, if I talk about everything here. But this is an important point, and I'm going to save this for the match review. But that's what I liked that Amorim did that. Allowed him to play, and obviously Milan conceding that goal is not the best thing, but let's just go back to the lineup here. And then up front, it was Gonzalo Ramos. Decent game for Ramos. I think he was much more involved in the build-up play. Delivery was lacking for him. There was one headed opportunity that he could have possibly scored from. He actually created a good opportunity there from Cisse's cross. You wouldn't have thought that he would score there, but he did. So that was impressive from, not score there, but create a scoring opportunity. But he did create that, so that was good from Ramos. But it's the substitutes that I want to discuss now, because that was the difference makers. Because once Ruben made those switches in the 57th minute, he brought in Rabiot and Luka Modric. Modric does Modric things. He's controlling the game. He's controlling the tempo of the game. He wasn't, super involved in the attacks necessarily, but just, keeping things calm, keeping things a little bit more, especially when you take a tight 1-0 lead, just slow things down a little bit, or not slow things down. Actually, Milan stayed pretty aggressive, but for Modric to just come in and just kind of do his thing and just brings that leadership quality that the players feel comfortable and he has the ball. They can kind of do what they need to do because he's going to hold on to it and he's going to get it to you. So Modric just brings that calming nature to the game. It's Adrian Rabiot that I want to talk about. And again, going to save a lot of it for the match review, but my God, goal, assist. First, a beautiful cross for Cisse. Cisse created good space from their defenders, but that ball from Rabiot was inch perfect, and that shot from Rabiot from Chukwueze's cross, perfect. Rabiot's back, let's just say that, and let's keep all the drama away. Then there was Bartesaghi, Salamakers, and Matteo Gabbia. Bartasagi was, I guess Bartasagi and Salamakers were okay involved. I didn't really see them too much to be able to comment on them. I'm not going to talk about them a lot because I didn't see them that much. But Gabia is the one that concerns me a bit. This is the Gila thing. I'm waiting to see, I'm waiting to check my phone and see what they're going to say about, Gila's potential injury. Because I just feel way better with the back three being Pavlovic, De Winter, and Gila, because De Winter has the speed that De Winter has. Gabia just cannot match that, and he did not match that throughout the preseason. He made mistakes, and most of Gabia's mistakes came from being too slow. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But Gabia was also, I guess, he was also involved. So I guess that's the chat about the lineup. I'll go through your comments a little bit, then we'll talk about how much time do I have. Maybe let's do it for another 5-7 minutes, and then transfers. Let's see if I'm going to talk about transfer. Let's just see your questions, and we can see if we tackle any transfer related questions. Hell of a win today. Rocco Unfiltered says, hell of a win today, Kush. Very positive performance. Yes, absolutely. It was very positive throughout the entirety of the game. That's what I loved about it. At no point, like even in the end when Torino did end up scoring, Milan stayed aggressive. They stayed positive. They didn't try to fall into a shell to just try and, get it over the line and pick up the 3 points. They did a good job. Chris SC7TX says, Cisse was an outlet and was the only player to break the line as much as Samu. He was, yeah. And I think it was also about, Milan was very intelligent about how they were trying to create space. Whenever there would be an overload of players on the right, Cisse would kind of peel away and he'd create space for himself. That's kind of how he scored the goal too, right? A lot of the game shifted towards the right side when Musa was running there and Rabiot was there, and Cisse just peeled away a little bit from the defenders and got that goal. So smart play from Milan all around. Aaron Maxis official says, I already don't miss Rafa. Milan would not play the way that they played today if Rafa was on the field. I'm just gonna say that. I love Rafa. You guys know me and Rafa. I've taken enough insults from a bunch of you guys, even right now, that are there. I've taken insults from a lot of you guys about my protection of Rafa Leao. So I'm not somebody who has this type of an inherent thing against Rafa. I just think the team's moved on. I just think I think it's just time to switch culture, reset it, and I'll talk about Rafa a little bit at the end of this video, but I'm going to talk about him in the match review for sure, because I could give you a bit of an update on that. The update basically is that he's out. Tommy says, don't forget, this was the first game, guys. Little errors are expected. Exactly. And again, this is the first game. We still got to see how they consistently play. How are they going to play against Venezia now at the San Siro? They should play a good game, but one at a time. Kenneth says, we got to be patient with Cisse. If we keep him like in the first half, his end product was not there, but second half, super finish. I feel like the end product from the entire team in the first half was missing. Even Chukwueze, for that matter. The way that he crossed the ball for Rabiot and the goal that he scored, Chukwueze did not do that in the first half. He was driving the ball too far, towards the goalkeeper and just pushing the entire defense in Milan's line too close to the goalkeeper where he was being able to intercept it, or he just wasn't getting enough. He needed to cross the ball, I think, a little bit earlier. That's what he did with Rabiot, and it worked out. Oh yeah, Wellness Proverbs. You guys have fascinating names. 6, 2, and 5, and a 4 at the end too. We were robbed of a penalty. This is the main talking point. Should have never been a freaking 2-1. We were robbed of a penalty, as Wellness Proverbs 6543 says. Right? So his scoreline could have been even more different, even more even more in Milan's favor. After the second goal, I had a feeling that we will still have Allegri. We will still have Allegri? What do you mean? Liberali's dad balled out. Who's that? I think you're talking about Cisse, maybe? Because last season, what happened at Catanzaro was that a lot of people were talking about, I'm sure some of you guys know this, but Liberali was playing at Catanzaro. But Liberali was not the first choice. It was actually Cisse who was the first choice. And then Cisse got injured, so he was off, and then Liberali started to perform and play. So Cisse today played well. Candace says, Estupinian needs to go. Every time I watch him, I'm super scared. Reliability isn't there. I'm with you on that. Thomas Musket 4544 says, is Pulisic going to be good this year? What are we thinking? honestly, man, Pulisic had a bad time under, in my opinion, a bad coach. Respect to Allegri, but last season was bad from him. Too stubborn, did not allow for any attacks for Milan to be, just ruined the time of any attacking player at the club. And in my opinion, Pulisic will do well under an attacking coach like Amram. And Pulisic is a complete player. He can defend, he can attack, he can help you out in midfield. I love that guy. So yes, I'm really hoping so. Harsh Joseph says, we were lucky Torino missed chances. Well, was there an out-and-out chance that they missed? They struck the post once. That goal was ridiculous that he scored. But they were also lucky that that penalty wasn't given. So luck went both ways, in my opinion. Subhajit Roy says, guys, please like Kush. See, I can't disagree with him at all there. Please make sure. There were last I checked, there was like 600 plus of you guys here. I don't need my glasses for this. So yeah, crank it up. I appreciate that. All right, so Mike says, okay, 2:15. Yeah, let's do for 4 more minutes. We're gonna do 4 more minutes. I'm gonna try and run through as many comments as possible. But Mike has a long comments. I want to see this. Good start. Bartasagi looked miles ahead of his Stupinian. I didn't see enough of Bartasagi to be able to say that, to be quite frank. Modric and Rabiot completely changed the game. Agreed with that completely. Let's not get into the habit of dropping off with a lead. That was an aggravating end. Yes, but it was also a really good goal, right? They did hit the post. You're right. That was that is right. But that goal was ridiculous, man. Finally, Siva says AC Milan will win the Champions League this year. Wow, which year? Kevin Pierre says, hopefully the season is a reverse of last. We win first game and win the Scudetto. Let's just take it a game at a time. Let's just improve our gameplay. Good start. We needed a good start because you know how I'm not going to call myself a member of the media. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm a content creator who also has really good information about AC Milan. But it's just, they attack us, man. Right? When we have a bad result, they really go for us. I don't know why. It's like random stories start coming out. Like now that, how many of you guys are here? Let me say this part because I want to see how many of you guys are here so I can really, because I really want to drive this point home because this is important. There's about 500 plus of you guys here, right? How many times during the summer transfer window did you hear about the growing influence of Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Where is he? Where is this growing influence that I was being told about? Karofsky is going to take over as sporting director, and then Ibrahimovic is going to take over this, and then Ibra is going to be the decision maker, and he's picking that guy, and he's picking that guy. What's going on there? No wonder a guy like me is needed to fix what you're being told, right? Because so much of the stuff that is coming out is just not true. Where is Ibrahimovic? And how long and how many times did you guys react to this Ibrahimovic story, which from day one, I knew because I talked to the right people, and I was told he's not involved. He's not involved in the hunt for the coach. He's not involved in transfers. Liberali did not want to come because Ibrahimovic is still here. No. He already made up his mind in February to go to Como. He's not going to change his mind suddenly. The fact that he slightly changed his mind was because the right people at Milan got in touch with him. It's not that I'm not going to come there because somebody... No. Where is he? Where is Ibra? Where was all that paranoia that was being created amongst Milan fans that Ibra is going to take over and everybody hates him now and he's not a legend anymore because he's ruining this club? Where is he? I haven't even seen him in the last 3 months. I was told from day one, not involved. He's busy doing his thing in the US for the World Cup. So just basically, like, long story short, just talk to me. Just ask me what you guys want to know, and I'll tell you what it is. Right? Don't just believe anything and everything and just lose your minds. All right, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours. Sorry, 2 hours and 20 minutes. And guys, I think at this point in time, I am going to have to run and work on this review for you guys, right? That's going to come out in about 6 hours. It takes me a bit of time to record it, then edit it. I got to do my little business on that. So I'm going to put that out there for you guys shortly. And thank you very much for tuning in. We have about 500 people, 350 likes. Just crank it over 400. Just make it like, just make that number go. So it goes over 400. I really appreciate you guys being here. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? I think there's a membership here that I do want to address real quick. Thank you very much. I appreciate Alan Rosanero. Welcome to Futbolisti Corner. That I'm going to change that name. That is one promise I'm going to make you guys. Futbolisti Corner is not going to be the name anymore, but I appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. That is very kind of you to put your, put your money there. And that's always really, really appreciated. Let me take a few more questions before I go, because I did go on a bit of a rant. Yes, Alan Rosanero says, I subscribed. You deserve it. Keep up the good work, Kush. Thank you very much. Do you think it's good to defend that much at the end? Geller Zabo 1998 says, do you think it's good to defend that much at the end? I think beyond, like, when you have a 2-0 lead, around 86, 87 minutes in, you want to start slowing things down a bit. You do want to start defending it a little bit more. I think it's just smart. You could attack. I mean, it depends on the game, but first game of the season, there's obviously stress from how last season panned out. I would rather be professional and close it off. I know people at Milan, I already checked my phone, and people at Milan are disappointed about the fact that they conceded that goal. Obviously, who's not going to be? We are all disappointed that we conceded that goal. But I would remind everybody, that's a ridiculous goal. That's one of those goals that you just clap and move on. We got another channel member here. Thank you so much. Finally, Siva becomes a member of the channel. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Finally, Siva. And it's nice because you know what happens, guys? When you guys become members of the channel, in the chat for me also, it's like your colors are different, so I can immediately target whatever you guys are saying. So whoever wants to become a channel member, please make sure. And if you haven't, then just at least hit the like button. That would be great. Okay, let's... Islam says, any news about a defender? Pavlovic sucks. Nah, Pavlovic doesn't suck, man. Pavlovic is a good player. Any news about a defender? What do I say about this? Thank you, Siva, one more time. I appreciate it. I think Milan needs a center back. I do think so. I still think so. Obviously, I put out a video, the match preview, in which I talked about a center back, a 10. I don't care right 10, left 10. I'm not too bothered because we have enough versatile players that you can move pieces around. The right 10, I think, is a preference, but center back, right 10, and a backup to Gonzalo Ramos, in my opinion, are pieces that I would like to see added. I have doubts that those pieces will be added, all three of them. Doubts. Center back is the one that I feel like the club should almost see as a non-negotiable. I really do. I am gonna talk to them about it. That, especially with Gila again, last time he started the game during preseason, he got injured. Today, he started a game, and again, it looked like he came off with some type of a niggle. So you can get caught a little bit thin. Once Gila's off, let's say Gila gets, knock on wood he's not, but let's say he is injured, then you have Gabia, De Winter, and Pavlovic. That's it. After that, you're exposed to Terracciano, Vladimirov, and Sankun Diawara. Diawara, I really do believe something in Diawara. I like that kid. Terracciano is unreliable. I'm just going to say it flat out. Vladimirov, I haven't seen enough to be able to comment. As I said, Milan has talked about the fact that if they do want to sign a player, it's going to be a quality player. They're not going to get B-grade options anymore. And this is something that I will address in the match review. Got a lot of things to address, actually. But can they find the right profile that they're going to go for? Because obviously we've seen a lot of links with Inacio. I don't really think there's much there. I don't think so right now. This is my opinion right now. I have spoken with the club about Inacio in the past when the Virgil van Dijk rumors were coming out. And I was told that back then I was told, this is a big caveat, guys. Back then, this is over a month ago, I was told that they had Inacio on their short list. But Gila was not signed back then. Right? So in my opinion, they had Inacio in their short list, but once they signed Gila, they're like, we're complete now. So when I see these Inacio links, I don't really buy them too much. I didn't want to talk transfers today. I actually made it a choice that I did not want to talk to anybody at Milan about any transfers today. Today, I wanted the day to be about focus on the game. Everybody's mental to be just focused on the game and, see what comes out of this. And I think two things came out of it. Now, I'm actually really stretching this video out, but let's just do it. Two things came out of it. On the 10 department, I think the fact that they were able to take Ruben Loftus-Cheek off and put Rabiot on and he scored and assisted a goal, I think that helped. In probably them feeling like they might be okay in that department. And then the second thing that came out of it is Gila's possible injury may make them see that, you know what, maybe some type of a center back should be considered. I don't know. I don't know. This is again purely my opinion. I want to be very cautious now because a lot of the times I talk and give my opinions and people are attaching that as a report. This is like, I'm still a content creator, right? I'm still going to spitball and say the things that I think. So this is all that I feel. And this is all that I think. This is not necessarily something that I'm reporting to you guys. All right. So, yeah, let's close it off. I'll see you guys in the match review. I appreciate you guys tuning in. What do we get? 400 plus of you guys, almost 10,000 viewers in today's stream. Usually, when it's a preseason game, we get a little bit more viewership because people don't have access to the videos. Today, obviously, people are going to watch in their countries and their cities on their streaming devices. So, numbers can shift there, but there's 400. Oh, wow. Look at that. I asked for 400 likes. You guys hit nail right on the head, 400 likes. I appreciate you guys. Everybody who donated, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are super, super generous today. Just all I want to say is thank you. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep getting you guys the best content, the best news, the most reliable information, and the best content. That's where you guys are going to get here. So if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow me as always on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. That's where I talk about a little bit more. News stories come out more on X. Reels come out on TikTok and Instagram. So follow me there too. As always, from my side, Forza Milan. I'll see you guys for the match review. Tune in about 6 hours. The match review will be out, and we're going to be talking about subjects that I did not talk about here, like Rafa Leao, like something I was thinking about Max Allegri, and a little bit of an update on the transfer market as well. So, Forza Milan, grazie mille. Ciao a tutti, guys.